5 ways to become financially free, to never need to worry about money again, to be able to travel the world or do whatever you wish, and to be able to be your own boss. Guys, this is Erico here, and in this video, I want to break down 5 ways where you can actually not need to worry about money again. Because let's face it, most people are stuck, and we live our whole lives, our whole 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, all the way to the end where we want to retire early. And that's most people's dream. And I'm just thinking, why is most people's dream to actually enjoy life at the end of their life? And if you're like me and you feel, hey, actually it'll be nice to enjoy life now, then pay close attention while I uncover these 5 things that I've used to be able to create this financial freedom. And that's why today I get to speak on stages in front of thousands and thousands of people, and alongside people like Richard Branson, to share these strategies so that other people can live this freedom lifestyle too. But before we get into it, show reel, hit it.
People have today isn't that they're struggling, isn't that they can't get out of their shit. It's because the shit that they're in isn't big enough. And why I say that is because if that shit was big enough right now, if the people had a gun pointed to their head, they would actually get their ass moving. Always understand that emotions is what leads to motion. It's energy in motion. So if your emotional drive is not strong enough, you're not going to do anything to get out of it.
What's up guys, this is Erico here, international speaker, entrepreneur and best-selling author. And in this video, we're going to break down 5 ways for you to become financially free. For you, even if you're just starting out, you ain't got much money, and for a long time, maybe for some of you, you've been broke and you're thinking, why am I always broke? Okay, by the way, don't say that. According to the laws of attraction, it will not work for you because you're vibrating at that frequency. So even if you are struggling with money, do not keep saying it, do not keep thinking about it, do not keep worrying about it. And I know it's hard because at times where bills are flying in and all these different things are flying in, you worry, you want to think about it. But one very simple way that my master taught me out in Bali is to do this. Take a deep breath in with me now. And out. Breathing is everything. Just breathe. Breathe it out. Calm that mind. Anyway, guys, take yourself back into the present, and we're going to start off with the first point, okay? The first point is to stop exchanging time for money. Now, what does this mean? If we look at it this way, right? Everybody in this world is given the same 24 hours a day. We're all given the same time. So the biggest problem I see is that people exchange their time for money. Now you think about it for a second. Are you one of those who are paid for your time? And if you are, big problem. Because you only got 24 hours. So if you want to make more money, your only way is to work more time when you can't get more time. So how can you be more wealthy if you do that? So stop exchanging your time for money. So what do you do instead? You do this, okay? You need to first of all instill that learning, okay? And by the way, those of you who are used to my channel, make sure to comment that below. Stop exchanging time for money. And the second thing I want you to comment, especially if you guys are new to this channel, by the way, we always do this commenting is because this instills our learning in our subconscious learning and our mind, right? Our mind works like a sponge, so we want to get it in there so you guys start living it, you know? So the second thing I want you to type in there now is that we do not get paid for time. Nobody gets paid for time. I know some of you will be thinking, no, Eric, I get paid for my time. No, you don't. If you think you get paid for your time, go home, sit there, open up your mobile banking, right? And look at the app. Then look at your watch, look at your time. Watch time go past and see if you're making more money. And if you're not, then most probably you're not getting paid for your time. We are only getting paid for the value we add in a time, which leads us on to point number 2, okay? To make more money, we want to increase our self-value. So type that below now. Increase your self-value. Now, how do you increase your self-value? You want to be able to invest in yourself, educate yourself, give yourself tools, strategies, things that other people can't do. For example, get good at selling. If you get good at selling, get good at pitching, get good at selling yourself, selling a product, selling a service, selling an idea, selling a philosophy, you can become a great leader, because this is what the greatest entrepreneurs all have in common. The wealthiest people out there, including Warren Buffett. People think that Warren Buffett's greatest skill is value investing. It's not. His greatest skill is pitching for finance to value invest, because if you learn all the value investing skills, but you don't know how, you got no money to invest, you ain't got a business. So that's why it's very important to understand how to pitch, how to sell yourself, how to sell. There's a real art to it, by the way. I did a video before on sales. If you want, you can watch that. I'm going to put a link to this video and you can watch that afterwards, okay? So get good at selling. That's another thing. And always understand this as well as a leader, and I always teach this to all of my students. I say, selling is serving. You get good at selling, you get good at serving. Why? Because you can have the best idea, the best product, the best service in the world, but if you don't have to sell it, nobody's going to be able to benefit from that thing. So get good at that thing and it will change your life. Why? Because it will increase your value. You can make more money in a less amount of time if you get good at that. Another thing I want to throw in there, by the way, how to increase your self-value, get good at public speaking. One to many, you can make so much more of an impact. Think about it. You can have any product, any service in the world, but let me tell you something, and you probably got more experience of your product and service, but I can almost be certain that I can take your product and service and sell more than you can in the next year, and I can probably do it in an hour. Why? Because I'm standing in front of hundreds or thousands of people at one time. So gain that confidence. And by the way, confidence can be gained. I'm going to put another video link here because I did a video on confidence. This is crucial because I was a shy boy in school. People look at me today and they think, oh, Eric, it's easy for you because you're like the most confident person out there. You were born to speak. I'm like, yeah, right. I was the kid who was scared to put my hand up during school, you know? My face would go red, my hands would shake, everything would shake, you know? So if I can learn it, you can definitely learn it too. And we'll go on to point number 3, okay? Point number 3 is money management. Get good at managing money. Why? Because through school, through education, we were never taught about managing money. How do we, well, we were taught a little bit about making money, I guess, to get a job and make money, which isn't actually the best way to do it because we want to be selling stuff out there today. We want to get visible, right? Instead of just working and slaving away for somebody else's goal or dream. But aside from that is when the money comes in, how do we actually keep that money? But not just keep that money. How do we accumulate that wealth, grow that wealth so we start becoming wealthy? Because let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is this. Most people, they make money, they spend money. When they make more money, what do? They spend more money. And they keep spending more money. The more money they make, the more money they spend. That becomes a problem. Why? Because you keep saying, hey, you want more money, you want to make more money, but you don't realize when you accumulate that money, you're going to just end up spending it again. That's why it's very important to know how to money manage. And by the way, if you guys want a tool for that, I can make a separate video on it. If you guys just comment below, because I have a money management system, right? So if you want that, just type MMS below. And if I get enough comments and enough demand, then I'll make a separate video on how to manage your money effectively. The most crucial point, I haven't got time to cover it in this video, but the most crucial point is 2 things. Number 1, your pot needs to be able to always protect the downside. I want you to type that below, right? You need to always protect the downside because let me tell you something, sometimes when times are good, it doesn't mean times are good forever. There's ups and downs and you need to be ready for those downs, those challenging times. And then the second thing is that your money needs to have a way of growing itself. Your money can make money automatically. And how does that work? You need to know how to invest and where to invest your money. Now, some of you will be thinking, Eric, I understand you investing, but I've got no money to invest. Probably you're thinking that. And if you're thinking that, wrong thought. If you don't know how to manage $1,000 right now, it's highly unlikely that you know how to manage $10,000. You manage what you have. Get used to it, start a system, and everything starts to shift, okay? Now, moving on to point number 4. Stop spending, start investing. You gotta stop spending. You just keep spending. The biggest problem is this. The biggest problem is people are spending on what? They're spending on liabilities. You gotta start investing in assets. Stop spending on liabilities. What's liabilities? Liabilities are things like holidays, things like, I don't know, like a new TV, a new gaming system, a new computer, if you don't need it, that is, right? And we always just keep spending on liabilities. But instead, if you take that money, invest wisely. Don't be afraid to invest. And there's 2 things I always say to invest in. Number 1, invest in yourself. Self-education. Right? If you can find a mentor, find yourself a coach, it'll change everything for you. That's what I did, and that's why now I speak on stages all around the world, because I found myself a great mentor who could teach me, right? And then the second thing, apart from investing in yourself, is invest in vehicles, invest in businesses, invest in money, income generating things, you know? You've got to invest in these systems. And again, if you want a video on that, I can create a video separate to this video because of time. And finally, I just want to finish off here on point number 5, okay? Be resourceful and leverage everything. Type that below first. Be resourceful and leverage everything. Everything. What does this mean? It means stop blaming resources. I want you to type this below. Type this and instill the learning. It's never the lack of resources. It's never the lack of resources. It's only ever the lack of resourcefulness. What does that mean? If you ain't got the money, find the money. Stop complaining, stop blaming, stop saying because of your circumstances, how you grew up, what your parents were like. Stop blaming everything around you to the reason why you don't have money, right? We all get put into this earth with different circumstances. When I was put into this world, we weren't the wealthiest of families. My dad really, really struggled to pay the bills. I remember when I was younger, my mum and dad would tell me, to go to the toilet, don't flush the chain. Why? Because they didn't tell me this at the time, but it's because they didn't have money to pay for the water bill, right? And so there can be these hard times, but the question really is this: are you gonna sit there and keep blaming that you don't have money, you don't have time, you don't know the people, you don't have the resources? Or are you gonna be resourceful? It's never the lack of resources, it's only ever the lack of resourcefulness. Get yourself resourceful. If you don't have the money, go and find the money. Go and loan the money. Go to the bank, get a business loan. That's how I started my first business, right? You say you believe in yourself so much, you say you want it so bad, go take risk. Have a risk appetite, but take risk in a smart way. Okay, know how you're taking that risk. And secondly as well, when you go out there, make sure that, hey, if you're going to look for this money, there's other ways as well, not just taking loans. You can also go and sell stuff before you actually accumulate the thing. So a lot of people say, but I need to order the stock and stuff. Well, what if you sold it before you ordered the stock, right? Strike the deal first. Get good at deal making. Then you will never lack money. Guys, I need to finish off there because of time. And we're gonna go traveling Hong Kong. If you guys wanna stay tuned with this, make sure to follow the whole journey. I'm gonna put some vlogs up soon. It should be up soon when I find some time. And also, please do hit the thumbs up if this has been useful on any level. And also comment below, let us know where you guys are tuned in from. It's always nice to know, especially if you are in and around Hong Kong right now. I'm gonna be in China tomorrow as well. I don't know if I don't think I can get on YouTube. I think that I need some like secret gateway or something like that, because China don't let us do that stuff. They keep all their money internal. They're smart. We'll see when I get to China whether I can still log in. Anyway guys, thumbs up, comment below, let us know where you're tuned in from. And finally, if you're new to this channel, remember, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it, because now I'm dedicated to making daily videos with business, spirituality, anything, personal development, to keep you accountable, to make 2018 your best year yet. But for now, guys, ciao.